Hello Divine Feminine and welcome to your power message for Thursday. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 3 powerful decks of cards for you today. Her beautiful Heart Divine Feminine messages for Twin Flames by our soul sister Tammy from Bloom and Arrow. And I'm going to bring in the gorgeous Power in Nature Twin Flame Oracle by our soul sister Sandra from World Illuminator 11. And I'm going to also bring in the Earth Power Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I really love this deck, and I'm going to connect with the guidebook as well in this deck to bring in a message and the daily guidance from the Angels book. So thank you, Angels. What's the energy, please, today around the Divine Feminines? What do we need to know today? And this also gives some guidance about the Earth itself, you know, what may be going on right now, what we need to be aware of. So a few cards jumping out here, I'm going to take them. And what's the Power in Nature energy coming in? What do we need to know? What guidance is coming through from heaven today? So I've got 2 cards and I've got a card moving at the front of the deck there. And with her beautiful heart, look at this jumping out. Wow, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? So the energy coming through for the Divine Feminine today is strength. Look at this. I'm stronger than I've ever been. So in this energy of the Leo season, we've just had the Lion's Gate. You're being reminded that you are strong, that you are a warrior, that you are powerful. And this journey of the twin flames, this divine love, empowers you. And it empowers you and gives you the strength you need to live your life your way, the way you were meant to. So this is what you're doing right now. So be proud of who you are and how far you've come. You know, you may still be going over things thinking, I wish things were different or if only. But think about how far you've come and who you are today. And you are still becoming stronger for your tomorrow. Remember, be proud of yourself because the journey doesn't get easier. You get stronger. You get more in tune with the divine and then you're able to navigate around the journey better. So that's a real testament to you and your divine strength. And you will be together. I can't wait to live life with you. We have so much to see and do together. So you know you're going to be together. But there may also be this anxiety around the timings. I can't wait to live life with you. So you may be feeling a bit frustrated today. There may be a little bit of impatience coming through because you feel like you're wasting time. You know, you've got so much to do, so much to see, so many places to explore, and you don't want to waste another second. So you're being reminded again that your journey is in divine timing and it will be at the right time. So breathe and relax and be in that knowledge of power and strength. And also believe. You're starting to believe more and more every day. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm starting to believe it will all work out for us. And if you're seeing 111 or 333, that's a reminder of that, to believe in the love, to believe in union, to trust in it. And time out. I have to walk away for a while because it's too painful to keep hoping things will change. So as much as you have strength right now and you believe and have faith in the journey, you also know it's time to work on you. And this doesn't mean you walk away from your twin or you walk away from the connection. It means you put your hope into you. And you focus on you. So you may continue hoping things will change, wanting your twin to change, wanting the situation to change. And while you're in that energy going round and round in circles, it may be driving you a bit mad. And that's where the impatience and the frustration really does kind of originate from. So when you have a time out, when you work on you, when you start thinking about what you want and doing things your way, then the journey just naturally manifests in the right place. And I've got angel bubbles. Look at this. I pick it up and there it is manifesting. You have the power to create the life of your dreams. Remember your power. And this is a message coming through from Archangel Zadkiel, the angel who helps you to remember who you are. And what you need to remember today is that you are the divine feminine. There's nobody like you. So you may need a time out because I feel you may also be operating in your own divine masculine energy. You may feel like you've had enough today, or you just want to do you today, or you just want to turn off your phone. You don't want to be around anyone today because the answers are within. And that's how you find your calm. That's how you find your inner peace. So today, make sure you are reconnecting with you to find your inner peace. And then the trust will return, because trust is the key when it comes to your twin flame journey. trusting in the love, trusting in the bond that you share, trusting in the Creator, trusting in divine timing. Don't trust in me or this reading, trust in yourself and the bond you have with your twin and the way you feel. And we've got Delphi. I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. So you are constantly connected with heaven, receiving divine messages constantly and clearly. That means consistently, over and over again, clearly. I call it parrot guidance when you get the same message coming to you over and over again. Look for the truth in this situation, because when you know yourself, you'll understand and remember that your power comes from the inside out. That means all you need to survive this journey is your connection with self and source, because you and your twin flame are one. And you are also one with all things, all that was, is, and ever will be. And when you remember that, you feel your power. And what I'm really connecting with in this card is the arrow of the archer. So this is about having unwavering faith and continuing to go in the right direction. You're constantly being guided, divine feminine, in the right direction, facing your true north. Don't look back unless you're blessing the past. Keep your eyes forward, facing towards your true north, focusing on the end result with unwavering faith and having power in the love. We've also got Death Valley. I am resilient. So this is reminding you, no matter what you go through, you can handle it. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you are resilient. There is hope on this journey, and there can be success through the hardships. So we go through the valleys of our life so we can find our way out and stand on the mountaintops and say, I can do this. I will prevail. I am strong enough. I'm strong enough to carry on. And I'm seeing that as either a stag, with the antlers, or you could see that as a ram. So rams are connected with Aries, which is connected with action and power and adjustments. And we've got the Ganges. Forgive and do no fear. They're saying do not fear, but do no fear, which means when you forgive, you can do no wrong. It's about forgiving of the self and others. So forgive and do not fear. Accept where you are at this moment and trust. And then you can flow and grow. Very powerful. And what they show me in this card as well, he says, I am at this moment and thus I can flow and grow. They give me the word Thurs, as in Thursday, as in this day. At this moment on Thursday, you can flow and you can grow from this point, from here. So no matter what's going on, when you forgive, you feel free. When you accept where you are in this moment and you go with the flow, you are at peace with where you are, and you give any concerns, struggles and stresses over to heaven. And I'm also seeing again the new moon. We keep talking about the new moon, blessings flowing in, communication coming in between now and the 16th. And we've got Statue of Liberty connected with New York, connected with America. Could be an extra sign in there for you. Maybe you're connecting with the energy, of these places too. So the angels are asking you to be free today, to be who you are, because that's your liberty, that's your power. It's liberating to be you, your way. So you are free right now to be who you really are. And remember that's your power. You may be wishing to be with your twin and wanting things to be different, but right now embrace the freedom of where you are today. You have a right to your own happiness and your sanctuary. You are free to be authentic. So find the blessings in where you currently are and find happiness in that and sanctuary in that, because you've created your life your way. And that's bringing in power. It's also bringing in a place of refuge where you feel safe. I am forgiven. And you are forgiven because you forgive. Jesus says, how can you expect anyone to forgive you if you don't forgive anyone else? And Jesus came through one time to me with a channeling and said, if I can forgive even the most heinous crimes done to me, think about what was done to Jesus, then you can forgive what another has bestowed upon you. So forgive today and find peace within. And also we've got the Amazonia, the Amazon, that you are interconnected with the world in an intimate way. You are vital. There's a vital reason you are here. Yesterday, we spoke about turning points and crucial turning points, critical point on your journey. You can find a way to co-create rather than continue or confront. And they're saying that, instead of continuing doing things the way you've done them, it's time to co-create, to call on heaven, to release anything that needs to go. And you can confront anything that's causing you problems. So you are vital. There's a reason you're here. You can find a way to continue and co-create and do this your way. So the Amazon I'm also connecting with is things connected with Amazon, where we receive things from Amazon. So I feel they're giving me someone may work for Amazon, or you may connect in a way through Amazon. I feel that for someone watching. Obviously, that's not going to resonate with everyone. It doesn't resonate with my journey, but the Amazon does. It's about rising above anything that can be toxic to you or negative, or they show me like a bog or anything you can get sucked into. Rise above it. And also remember what tempts you gives you the opportunity to find the light. And the snake is about shedding skin, releasing, feeling at peace. So let's see what the daily guidance from the Angel Spook says today. So on this day, we've got, and appreciate the beauty of simplicity. The beauty of simplicity. Everything that you desire is yours. There's never any need to strain or struggle for something. As soon as you ask, it's given to you. When you exhale and let go, you find that everything is waiting for you. Everything is waiting for you on the other side of fear. Only the ego will try to complicate your self-concept and your life by twisting it into a complex mesh of unrecognizable scenery. Don't buy into the ego's script. Life is simple and so is love. It just is. The bottom line is that God is love and the divine is omnipresent. Therefore, caring is everywhere, and that's the simple truth. So let go of struggle today and allow yourself to enjoy your life and use your God-given power to meet all of your earthly needs. Delight in simplicity and the amazing feeling of your life. Isn't that beautiful? So let's go a little bit deeper with the guidebook because, it's interesting today with this Earth Power Oracle to bring in some messages. So I'm really being guided to this Amazonia card. So let's connect with this one, Amazonia. And I don't usually read the guidebooks, but every now and again it's really fascinating and interesting to me to connect with them. So let's see what extra messages we can get. So the key energies around this card are aliveness. And remember, this journey makes you feel alive. It makes you feel balanced. It helps you to cooperate with heaven, to feel vitality, which means you feel the presence of God running through your veins, and also that you are interconnected with all. You are one with all that is, was, and ever will be, and your twin. And what the energy is earth, air, and water, the primary elements here. So the description says, when creating this deck, so what this lady, we've got Stacey DeMarco. Stacey says when she created this deck, she thought it most important to include places that are not man-made. No matter how wonderful a temple is, no matter how incredible any piece of ancient or modern architecture is, it's important to hark back to natural places that all of their own, without the influence of our species, still emanate wonder and power. One of the first natural places I considered for inclusion was the Amazon. Isn't that powerful? So the Amazon goes beyond humanity, and it's about connecting with the divine. Described by many as the lungs of the earth, this is a place of extreme vitality and unmatched biodiversity, simply teeming with life. It's the largest of Earth's dwindling rainforests. A mind-boggling number of plant and animal species live here, including almost 3 million individual species of insects, and they are the ones that we know about. 1 in 10 known species exists in the Amazon. 1 in 5 bird species in Amazonia. Imagine 1 square kilometre containing almost 100 tons of plant life, which would include 1,000 tree species and thousands more species of plants and flowers. Add to that block of wall-to-wall plants, thousands of species of insects, and possibly hundreds of species of birds, reptiles and animals, and you begin to get an idea of how interconnected this place is. Isn't that powerful? What I'm connecting with is this love goes beyond human life, humanity. It goes beyond that. The largest rainforest on Earth, 7 million square kilometres, is in trouble. For thousands of years, relatively small populations of people lived around and within the Amazon basin and coast. Their food, water, shelter, and even their spiritual beliefs reflected their quite balanced relationship with this incredible environment. Power animals such as a jaguar, anacondas, and poison dart frogs existed in both the physical world for the tribes and the dream and the spiritual worlds. With the coming of civilization and the subsequent population explosion in South America, the rainforest became a resource in a far more damaging way. So what I'm actually feeling with this is sometimes resources, things we are given, can cause damage. And I'm seeing that as sometimes you may watch a reading that really doesn't resonate with you, and it may cause more damage or more harm than good. Maybe it makes you doubt things, or it's very negative, or it's, talking about negativity around the karmic situation. And that doesn't resonate with who you are because you go beyond the limitations of man and you feel things in a spiritual way. So these power animals are guiding you today. I'm really connecting with that. The jaguar is about strength, and the anaconda is about release. And the dart frogs are showing you the way, darting in the right direction, helping you to release anything that feels poisonous or, like toxic to you. With the coming of civilization and the subsequent population explosion in South America, the rainforest became a resource in a far more damaging way. Deforestation became the norm by the 1960s, particularly the highly destructive slash and bury style in order to make way for agriculture and farms. The forest was essentially being cleared for monoculture, the harvest of hardwoods, and for huge cattle farms for meat. In the decade between 1991 and 2001, a forest area the size of Spain was cleared. This issue has gone back to biodiversity. No species in the Amazon works alone. That is, every species is necessary and interconnected. So again, the message there is there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for every experience we go through. There's a reason for every person we interact with. There's a reason for everyone and everything. For example, certain plants need a particular insect for pollination. And if successful, that plant feeds another small animal. That small animal is eaten by another larger one, and the scat of the larger animal is the incubation material for that first pollinating insect. Break any of these connections and all are threatened. We too are part of nature, and it's important for us on a personal, more local scale to be reminded of that fragile balance and that interconnectedness. Isn't that powerful? So I feel the message coming through is to remember that there's a reason for everything that happens. There's a reason. And there's always a place of refuge. There's always somewhere that you can connect with to feel safe. There's always somewhere you can go to feel at peace. And that may be a church. It could be your sacred place. It could be your home. Connecting with that. So I want to connect with this as well. And I know that not everyone's going to listen to all of this message. But for those of you that do, I feel it's going to bring in power. So the key energies around this card are peace, forgiveness, relief, complete sanctuary. And the element is water. Remember, water is about emotion and feeling. And when we forgive, when we feel at peace, when we find relief, we are connecting with that. So in the ancient world, the concept of a place of total shelter and forgiveness was rare, yet universally recognized. One of the most famous of these places of refuge was that of Pufonio, I've probably said it wrong, but at Kona on the island of Hawaii. Ancient Hawaiian society was complex and had many layers and laws. A kapu was a law. Some kapu was so taboo that should they be broken, the penalty was death. So what I'm also connecting with here is past lives and things that you may have been through in past lives that may bring fear in today. And there was, however, a way that the sentence could be changed. That is, if the lawbreaker managed to reach Pumona by whatever means possible, there would be complete forgiveness. So what I'm connecting with this is when we forgive, we release in all directions of time. So anything that you may have been through in a past life gets healed in this life. Reaching this place of refuge was far from easy, however. And isn't that true? To find forgiveness, it's far from easy, but it's always worth it. Lawbreakers were often chased by whole families or villages, and the only way to reach the sanctuary was by swimming across the sea. Large seas and a jagged black lava rock shoreline hindered them, and that was if the sharks didn't get them first. Once there, so obviously sharks are about, fears and struggles. So I feel what this is really talking about is, the struggles we go through on this journey and the way that we find refuge with heaven and the angels and our connection with Source. Once there, a ceremony of absolution called a Ho'opono, which is the Ho'opono prayer, would be enacted by the kahuna priests, and the lawbreakers would be able to freely return to society. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. It doesn't say that, I've just said that, so the Ho'opono prayer. Defeated warriors and non-combatants could also find refuge here during times of battle, right up until the early 19th century. The historical park that preserves the site is a stunning place to visit. Fierce wooden images of gods guard the Hail O'Keefe, a sacred temple that housed the bones of 23 chiefs. Again, 2023. The ground just outside the Great Wall that encloses the Puhoma were home to several generations of powerful chiefs, and it's believed that additional protection for them was received from the Mana, the personal power and magic, in the bones of the chiefs that lie there. The place of sanctuary has survived through even recent tsunamis, while many other nearby temples were destroyed. So what I'm connecting with in this is, nothing can destroy this love and nothing can destroy you because you are eternal. So things will come and go in your life, but the things that matter will remain steadfast, strong, powerful. And even if a tsunami comes along, it's going to stand strong. So this is also about your power and your truth. So let's connect with the Statue of Liberty. So the Statue of Liberty, the key energies are liberty, freedom, enlightenment, welcome, authenticity, democracy, sanctuary, and personal happiness. And, I do apologise if I'm pronouncing names wrong, okay, but you get the general idea. So Eduardo de Lubalet was a French abolitionist and political thinker who supported the abolition of slavery, or the abolishment of slavery. When US President Lincoln was assassinated because of a similar belief when the abolition of slavery was so close, Lubalet was very moved. He wondered what he could do to continue to inspire the American people towards the great ideal of freedom. And what I'm connecting with here is when the masculines feel trapped in their situation sometimes, they feel like a slave to their journey or to what they are there for. They feel like they are trapped in that energy. And I feel this Statue of Liberty card is also a big sign of how we break through that trapped energy and find freedom no matter what society says or what people do. We know who we are as a liberated being. So this Lubalet, proposed that a monument to liberty be created as a gift from the people of France to the people of America to mark their dedication to freedom and enlightenment. Wow, I didn't know that. When liberty enlightened the world, when it was completed, it not only represented democracy, but also symbolised American independence and the end of all types of servitude and oppression. Lubalet also hoped that his own country, France, would be inspired by the bold moves of the United States and rid themselves of the monarchy and instead create their own democracy. The idea of liberty during these times was quite a revolutionary one and considered dangerous by many. In 1895, many French and people in other parts of the world had not really decided whether they wanted to stay with the ideals of the monarchy or to support the new Enlightenment concepts that call for the equal rights to happiness, freedom and liberty for everyone. So this is reminding you that we have equal rights on this journey as a twin flame, but also as a spiritual being having a human experience. That means you have the power to be who you want to be, do what you want to do, and go where you want to go. And I also feel, again, this could be connected with past lives. Maybe in past lives there wasn't that equal opportunity there, or there could have been slavery around you or your twin, or there was things that you were healing in this life now. Liberty was created and became an icon almost instantly. There are many layers of symbology surrounding Lady Liberty, and this is probably part of the reason the image is so arresting. Firstly, she holds a torch for all to see and be illuminated by. A broken shackle and chain lie at the statue's right foot. And this was an encouragement, as African Americans were not in reality free yet. The 7 rays of her crown represent the sun, the 7 seas, and the 7 continents. The tablet she holds has the date July the 4th, 1776, the date of American independence. She faces away from the US soil, illuminating and inspiring all, and she, of course, faces France. So what I'm actually feeling in this card is the way the feminine illuminates the masculine, the way the feminine stands strong and brings in that power. There was a huge inflow of immigration between 1886 and 1924. Almost 40 million immigrants entered the United States through New York, and the Statue of Liberty was there to welcome them as they arrived by sea. Frightened, poor, and often hungry, the sight of liberty became a message of welcome and hope, rather than the loftier ideal of enlightenment. During the wars, too, liberty became a symbol uniting the people of America to fight for their ideals. Isn't this interesting? So this is about welcome and hope. Seeing the statue for the first time is a moving experience for many. This is what Stacey says. As she approached by ferry, a surprising number of passengers had tears in their eyes or hugged each other. This wasn't because most had wanted to see it for a long time, but just because of the inherent power of liberty herself. President Grover speaks the words I wish to say here. We will not forget that liberty has made her home, nor shall her chosen altar be neglected. 1886, wow. And he says, when you visit, you must approach by sea. The only way to get to Liberty Island is by using the Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island's ferry system. Private vessels are not allowed to dock at Liberty and Ellis Islands, and as you get closer, think about how it must have felt to see Liberty welcoming you if you were an exile or an immigrant. When you arrive on the island, walk the entire site to get an energetic feel for the place, and then observe the sacred geometry that's visible. I suggest you might like to leave a white feather near Lady Liberty herself to honour one of the oldest goddesses of justice, the Egyptian goddess Ma, and a model for liberty. Wow, I've got angel bumps because I've never been to America and I've always wanted to. And I know that so many of you are from America. And that may give you an extra sense of peace to be proud of who you are and where you live and to be a part of something so special. So the Statue of Liberty bringing in hope and power. Somewhere I want to go one day and visit. Wow. And we've got the Ganges. Isn't this interesting? So bear with me. I know it's a bit long, this reading today, but I find it so interesting. So the Ganges. The key energies are fearlessness and acceptance of cycles, flowfulness and growth. Isn't that powerful? And again, the element is water. So the Ganges is often referred to as the mother by millions of Hindus because it's the most sacred source of all spiritual waters in Hindu mythos and is believed to be the living embodiment of the goddess Ganga. The mighty Ganges is the second longest river in the world at 25 kilometers, and it has the third largest water discharge after the Amazon and Congo rivers. Its delta is the largest river delta in the world at an enormous 59,000 square kilometres. These statistics, however impressive, are not what makes this river so beloved. Hindus bathe in its waters. All the cycles of their... Let me just turn the page. And I feel that's what this is about, turning a page, beginning again, cleansing of their lives, or that as they aspire to do so. Its water is splashed on children soon after birth. Ancestors and deities are worshipped by cupping the water in one's hands, which she's doing here, lifting it and letting it fall back into the river. It says, bright flowers of yellow and red and fragrant rose petals float upon its surface as symbols of gratitude. So really this is about gratitude, cleansing energy, being in the flow of things. And at the festival of light, oil-filled dishes with lit wicks light it up like stars in the night. The festival of Diwali. People take flasks of Ganges water to use back home in ritual, no matter where back home may be. And the water is used during funerary rites. And when one's life has ended, the Ganges is where most Hindus would like their ashes to be dispelled. Since Ganga is believed to have descended from heaven to earth, she is also the vehicle of ascent from earth to heaven. So bathing in the Ganges is thought to wash away sins and negative energy. In the upper levels of the Ganges, near its source, the waters move very fast and so are believed to be extra purifying and rejuvenating. Wow. And any of you who've been there or who live there, what powerful energy to be around. So I feel this about cleansing and rejuvenation and power. We've also got Death Valley, and you know what this reminds me of is, if any of you have seen the film Queen of the Damned, that's where they had Lestat's concert in Death Valley. You know, it was like a desert, or so believe it is. I mean, obviously I've never been there before. So Death Valley, let's see what this says. It says, location is obviously in USA, primary element is fire, and the key energies are heat, completion, resilience, extremes, and silence. So it shows you that in the silence the magic happens. In the heat, it's where we learn and grow. It's where the completion phase takes place. We remember who we are. We find our strength. And they give me fear. So I feel Death Valley releases a lot of fear. I am resilient. Fear-based energy is being released. And Stacey says, at the time of writing, Death Valley was recording one of its highest temperatures ever, a scorching 130 F, 54.4 C. And remember, you know, where we are right now in the Leo season, there's lots of heat around the world. There's heat waves, there's wildfires, there's things going on. This is consistently the hottest place on Earth, with every day or even a day's low temperature often being hot enough to fry eggs. Wow. On July the 12th, 2012, the day's minimum temperature was 107 F 42 C, equaling the record for the world's hottest minimum temperature. That same day's average temperature was 117.5 Fahrenheit and 47.5 Celsius, which is the world's hottest temperature averaged over 24 hours ever recorded. So what I'm connecting with is there's so much heat between you and your twin. The depth and long, narrow shape of Death Valley are the influential factors in its extreme summer temperatures. Its basin shape, surrounded by high mountains, its position at almost 300 feet below sea level, combined with spare vegetation, allows a kind of superheating to occur on the surface of the desert. And what I'm connecting with is because your journey and your love and your chemistry and your desire for each other is consistent, it's like this energy in Death Valley, consistent. The clear air creates winds that then move across the basin, creating even higher temperatures. The hottest air temperature ever recorded in Death Valley was 134 Fahrenheit and 57 Celsius on July the 10th, 1913 at Furnace Creek. Now, isn't that interesting? Because July the 10th is mine and George's anniversary when we came into union, which is arguably the hottest temperature ever recorded in history. Yet life exists here. The ingenious inhabitants of the valley for 1,000 years or more have been the Timbisha tribe, or Native Americans. Timbisha means ochre paint, the colours of which are varied here. Animal life here is also surprisingly lively and varied, even near the cracked salt pan. The animals have adapted to the extreme conditions and are very resilient. Most of the animals are nocturnal because it's cooler at night, but also bobcats, lizards, hawks and bighorn sheep are active in the area. One of the very mysterious things here is the phenomenon of the moving stones of racetrack play. Now this is powerful because I've already recorded the Divine Masculine reading today before doing your reading, and the card that came out was phenomenon. So I feel there's another sign there too. There are stones that move on their own, leaving clearly defined tracks on the pan's surface. Whilst explanations have ranged from spirits moving the stones to the movement being caused by microwinds, the current theory suggests that small crystals of ice form under these rocks, and with the reduced friction, they are moved by the wind. Either way, it's mysterious and beautiful. Wow. So your journey is mysterious and beautiful, and I'm going to be talking about that more in the masculine reading today. Isn't that powerful? And the last card is Delphi, and I just find this really interesting, because I've never really looked at this guidebook before and gone through it this way, and it's just interesting to me. So the location of Delphi is in Greece. The elements are air and earth, and the key energies are oracles, faith, truth, possibility, receiving, and intuition. So this is a very sacred place here. So Delphi was one of the most famous places of power in the ancient world. And they give me Atlantis energy with this as well. And held incredible religious and political influence for over 1,000 years. It was considered by the Greeks to be the navel of the earth, the point that everything else revolved around. A veritable who's of powerful ancient figures such as Alexander the Great, Solon, Pythagoras, Emperor Hadrian and Caesar all consulted the Pythia, the priestess that presided over the Apollonic oracle of Delphi. On the slopes of Mount Parnassus, the temple of Apollo nestled. Within this picturesque temple, the Delphic oracle was found. The priestess sat upon a tri-legged stool, perched on a rock, and breathed in the vapour that rose mysteriously from a fissure near a sacred spring. As this area is highly prone to earthquakes, the latest theories maintain that a deep earth fissure emitting a gas like ethane or methane enabled the Delphic oracle to enter a trance-like state more easily, and thus she was able to receive and transmit God's words more easily. So this is really about how you connect with heaven and how you connect with your intuition and how you channel your truth that keeps you going in the right direction. This beautiful yet somewhat harsh place was considered the closest place to God, or the god Apollo on earth. The oracle would answer questions posed to her, and normally the answers would be in riddles, verses, or in an unknown language. So that's reminding you that sometimes we don't understand what we are receiving, but we are interpreting it constantly through signs and synchronicities. These would then normally be interpreted by the priest or priestess serving the oracle. However, the final decision on the true meaning was always left to the person asking the question. This encouraged their own intuition and wisdom to come into play. So Delphi, whilst being the home to the gods, was also a place of philosophy and learning. The Delphic maxims, guidelines for good living, were carved into the architecture here. The most famous maxim, Nothi Sutan, meaning know thyself, is good advice as it was then. So know thyself. So when you know yourself, Divine Feminine, you trust in your love and you trust that everything is working out, and trust is so powerful on this journey. When you know thyself, you find your calm and you find your inner peace, and you know that you have the power in you to create the life of your dreams. So today, remember your power, know yourself, and know your truth. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.